These are the military forces that defend the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. United States. The United States provides the largest military force in NATO, with over 1,300,000 active duty personnel across all branches. The U.S. military represents roughly half of NATO's total combat power. Its defense budget for 2026 exceeds $900 billion. The United States contributes 15.88% to NATO's common budget, far below the 47% share it would owe under standard formulas. This favorable share, negotiated in 2019, reduces American burden while maintaining leadership. The U.S. maintains nuclear forces assigned to NATO and operates major commands including Supreme Allied Commander Europe, always held by an American four-star general. Its conventional forces include 11 aircraft carrier strike groups, over 13,000 aircraft, and rapid deployment capabilities that no other ally can match. The U.S. also stations tens of thousands of troops permanently in Europe, including armored brigades in Poland and Germany. Since NATO's founding in 1952, American security guarantees under Article 5 have anchored the alliance. United Kingdom. The United Kingdom operates NATO's second independent nuclear deterrent. Its 4 Vanguard-class ballistic missile submarines maintain continuous at-sea deterrent patrols, ensuring at least one submarine is always on station with Trident nuclear missiles. In June 2025, the UK announced it would purchase 12 F-35A dual-capable aircraft to join NATO's nuclear sharing mission, allowing British jets to carry American B-61-12 gravity bombs during crises. This represents the UK's first air-launched nuclear capability since retiring its WE-177 bombs decades ago. The Royal Navy operates 2 Queen Elizabeth-class aircraft carriers, with F-35 stealth fighters providing power projection globally. British forces contribute 2 divisions and a corps headquarters to NATO's Strategic Reserve Corps, forces held ready to deploy wherever the Supreme Allied Commander Europe requires. The UK Army maintains roughly 82,000 active personnel supported by 30,000 reserves. British Special Forces, including the Special Air Service and Special Boat Service, rank among the world's most capable units, conducting operations that remain largely classified. Germany. Germany operates Europe's largest economy and is rapidly building its strongest military. The Bundeswehr currently maintains 184,000 active troops, an increase of 2,500 since May 2025, when Chancellor Friedrich Merz declared the goal of fielding Europe's most powerful conventional force. Germany's defense budget for 2026 reaches 83 billion euros, representing a 20 billion euro increase from 2025. Including the Bundeswehr Special Fund, total defense spending hits 108.2 billion euros. The annual military budget will grow from approximately 2% of GDP in 2025 to 3.5% by 2029. Germany aims to expand its forces to 260,000 soldiers, plus 200,000 reservists by 2035. The 18th Mechanized Division has begun receiving M1A2 SEP-V3 Abrams tanks. This makes Poland and Germany the only continental NATO allies fielding America's most advanced main battle tank. A new German brigade deployed to Lithuania reached approximately 2,000 personnel by mid-2026, with engineering units deploying to Poland in April 2026 on a 2-year construction mission. The Bundeswehr also maintains close integration with Dutch forces, with all 3 Dutch combat brigades integrated into German divisions. France operates NATO's other independent nuclear deterrent with a unique command structure. Unlike Britain, France does not participate in NATO's nuclear planning group and maintains complete independence over its nuclear forces. French nuclear weapons number fewer than 300 warheads, all deployed and operational across submarine-launched and air-launched platforms. 4 Triumphant-class ballistic missile submarines carry M51 missiles, with the M51.3 version achieving full operational capability in 2026. French Rafale fighters carry ASMP-A, air-launched nuclear missiles, providing tactical strike options. France announced in fall 2025 that volunteers aged 18 and 19 would begin a new 10-month military service program starting in 2026, aimed at expanding military capacity amid growing Russian threats. The French military operates across multiple continents, with permanent bases in Africa, the Middle East, and the Pacific. France maintains the second largest military in the European Union, behind Germany's expanding Bundeswehr. Its defense industry produces Rafale fighters, Frem frigates, and Leclerc tanks, reducing dependence on allies for critical systems. France also contributes significantly to NATO operations while maintaining operational autonomy, refusing full integration of its command structures. If you're finding this helpful, consider subscribing. It helps the channel grow. Turkey fields. NATO's second largest standing military after the United States. With approximately 480,000 active personnel supported by 380,000 reserves, Turkish forces anchor the alliance's southeastern flank. Turkey's 2026 defense budget reaches $27.3 billion, approximately 2.3% of GDP, meeting NATO spending targets. Turkey's strategic importance stems from its control of the Bosporus and Dardanelles Straits under the 1936 Montreux Convention. These choke points connect the Black Sea to the Mediterranean, controlling Russian naval access and global food shipments. What distinguishes Turkey from other NATO allies is its willingness to pursue independent military operations, despite alliance membership. Turkish forces conducted operations in northern Syria against Kurdish groups, invaded northern Cyprus in 1974, and deployed troops to Libya in 2020 despite objections from European allies. Turkey also purchased Russian S-400 air defense systems in 2019, leading to its removal from the F-35 program and creating NATO's most significant internal conflict in decades. Despite these tensions, Turkey hosts critical NATO infrastructure, including Incirlik Air Base, where American nuclear weapons are stored, and the Allied Land Command headquarters. Turkish drones, particularly the TB2 Bayraktar, proved highly effective in conflicts from Libya to Ukraine, establishing Turkey as a major unmanned aerial vehicle exporter. Poland operates Europe's largest military by personnel and NATO's third largest force overall. According to NATO estimates, the Polish armed forces reached 216,100 personnel in 2025, surpassing Germany, France, and the United Kingdom. Poland invests over 4.5% of GDP in defense, with spending set to increase further in 2026. The Homeland Defense Act modernizes NATO's eastern flank with 20 billion euros invested in ground forces, air defense, technology, and economic mobilization. Poland's 18th Mechanized Division operates M1A2 SEP-VE-3 Abrams tanks, the only continental European force fielding this advanced American platform. Poland also purchased HIMARS rocket artillery, Patriot air defense systems, and the IH-64 Apache helicopters, creating one of Europe's most modern militaries. The Eastern Shield Defense Project constructs a 700-kilometer barrier along Poland's borders with Russia and Belarus, with sections already operational by 2026. Poland hosts a NATO battle group led by the United States as part of enhanced forward presence. The country's geographic position as NATO's front line against Russian Kaliningrad and Belarus drives its military buildup. Poland's rapid expansion reflects threat perception unmatched in Western Europe, with historical memory of Soviet occupation motivating defense investments. Italy commands NATO's maritime presence in the Mediterranean Sea. The Italian Navy operates 2 aircraft carriers capable of launching F-35B stealth fighters, a capability few navies possess. Since July 2025, Italy has commanded standing NATO Maritime Group 2 under Rear Admiral Francesco Iovazzo, leading NATO naval operations across the Mediterranean. Italy's naval strategy focuses on the enlarged Mediterranean, stretching from the Strait of Gibraltar to the Gulf of Aden, while increasing presence in the Indo-Pacific. The Theon de Revel-class multi-purpose patrol ships bridge capabilities between offshore patrol vessels and frigates, providing versatile platforms for multiple mission sets. New FREM Evo frigates incorporate advanced anti-drone capabilities, responding to emerging threats in maritime environments. Italy's defense budget for 2026 reaches 31 billion euros as the country moves toward NATO's spending target. Italian forces also contribute to NATO's eastern flank, deploying troops to Romania and Slovakia. The Italian army maintains alpine warfare specialists, leveraging mountain terrain expertise for NATO operations in challenging environments. Italy hosts critical American bases, including Naval Air Station Sigonella in Sicily and a Viano air base, which stores American nuclear weapons under NATO sharing arrangements. Canada provides NATO with Arctic warfare expertise and expeditionary forces. Canadian Armed Forces conduct Operation Nanook, the signature northern operation, demonstrating Canada's ability to respond to incidents in the Arctic. The 2025 iteration expanded to 7 training regimes instead of the usual 4, involving 450 Canadian troops, plus approximately 110 personnel from the United States, Belgium, United Kingdom, Finland, Sweden, Norway, and Denmark. Operation Latitude focuses on increasing domain awareness in the Western Arctic, while enhancing interoperability with American forces for continental defense. Canadian Special Operations Forces Command maintains routine presence in the Canadian Arctic, providing unique capabilities for detection, deterrence, and defense against northern threats. Canada deployed forces to Latvia as part of NATO's enhanced forward presence, with plans to complete full brigade capabilities by 2026, reaching up to 2,200 Canadian troops in the multinational brigade Canada leads. Canadian defense strategy balances Arctic sovereignty with NATO commitments in Europe and contributions to international peacekeeping. Canada operates modern Halifax-class frigates and is procuring Canadian surface combatant ships to replace aging vessels. The Royal Canadian Air Force flies CF-18 Hornets, with F-35A replacements in procurement. Despite a smaller force size, Canada leverages specialized capabilities in Arctic operations, special forces, and NATO integration. Spain contributes 4,000 military personnel and civil guards across 15 countries during 2025 operations. Spain leads NATO's Forward Land Forces Battle Group in Slovakia as part of the alliance's new force model, deploying approximately 1,700 personnel to NATO's eastern flank, including existing ground forces in Latvia. Spanish forces participate in Operation Sea Guardian, NATO's Mediterranean counter-terrorism mission, with 119 personnel deployed. Spain also leads the eastern sector of UNIFIL in Lebanon, the largest Spanish peacekeeping deployment, though the United Nations set December 31, 2026 as the end date for UNIFIL operations, with withdrawal throughout 2027. The Spanish Navy operates Juan Carlos the First-class amphibious assault ships capable of launching Harrier fighters and helicopters, providing expeditionary capabilities. Spain hosts critical NATO and American facilities, including Naval Station Rota, which supports American ballistic missile submarines, and destroyers conducting European patrols. Despite these contributions, Spain remains under pressure regarding NATO defense spending, falling short of alliance targets. In January 2026, Spain submitted 79 military modernization programs for NATO review, signaling commitment to capability development, even as budget growth lags behind Eastern European allies. Netherlands. The Netherlands provides specialized naval and special forces capabilities despite its small size. Dutch defense spending reached NATO's 2% of GDP target in 2024, with projections to reach 2.2% by 2026. The Royal Netherlands Navy operates De Zeven Provinciën-class frigates equipped with advanced APAR, active phased array radars, systems also used on German and Allied vessels, produced by Thales Nederland. The Navy is procuring anti-submarine warfare frigates and Orca-class diesel-electric submarines to replace aging Walrus-class boats. Netherlands. Maritime Special Operations Forces conducts national and international counter-terror operations, emphasizing maritime environments with diver propulsion vehicles launched from submarines and fast-rating interception special forces craft for tactical insertions. Belgium and the Netherlands propose creating a composite special operations maritime task group by 2026, combining specialized capabilities. Dutch forces maintain exceptional integration with Germany's Bundeswehr, with all 3 Royal Netherlands Army combat brigades integrated into German divisions, creating binational command structures. The Netherlands contributes approximately 350 military personnel to NATO's multinational battle group in Lithuania, a deployment extended through the end of 2026. Dutch naval forces also operate in the Arctic, with the NATO fleet under Dutch command training in the Barents Sea during summer 2025. Nordic and Baltic members, Norway and Denmark, anchor NATO's northern flank, while Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania defend the Baltic region. In March 2026, approximately 25,000 soldiers from 14 nations participated in Cold Response, Norway's largest military exercise, training under Arctic conditions to enhance interoperability and integrate Finland and Sweden into NATO. Norwegian forces specialize in cold weather warfare and Arctic operations, leveraging terrain and climate expertise unmatched in the alliance. Denmark contributes forces to Arctic security while maintaining sovereignty over Greenland, strategically critical territory at the center of 2026 geopolitical tensions. The Nordic countries collectively committed to Arctic security investments following statements in January 2026, affirming readiness to expand cooperation with the United States and NATO allies. Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania signed a joint declaration of intent on the 3B military mobility area in January 2026. This allows free movement of military assets across borders, so Lithuanian forces can support Riga, Estonian artillery can defend Vilnius, and Latvian capabilities can reinforce other capitals. Lithuania boosted defense spending to 5.38% of GDP in 2026, among NATO's highest rates. The Baltic states work to secure European Union financing for the Baltic Defense Line, enhancing countermobility and border defense against Russian forces in Kaliningrad and Belarus. Germany's 45th Panzer Brigade Lithuania reached 2,000 personnel by mid-2026, while Canada's brigade in Latvia achieved full implementation with up to 2,200 troops. The Nordic-Baltic Eight, comprising Denmark, Finland, Norway, Sweden, Iceland, Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania, emerged as Europe's most agile security bloc, leading military support to Ukraine relative to GDP, while meeting or exceeding NATO's 5% defense spending target set at the 2025 Hague Summit. Thanks for watching. Now that you understand NATO's military structure, which member country's forces surprised you the most? Let me know in the comments. Also, be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed.